Hello all, how are you all? Hope all of you are in good of your health. So welcome back to my channel Sattva Nutrition. Last video I spoke about heart health. So today I'll be speaking again about what are the preventive measures we can take to avoid developing heart problems. So we saw when we spoke about heart problems, we saw that there are many causes for heart diseases. So among the causes like family history or genetics, age and gender is something which cannot be controlled by us. It is not in our hands. But whereas the rest of the risk factors or the causes like smoking, alcohol, high blood pressure, high sugar levels, being overweight, high cholesterol levels, stress, lack of sleep, inactiveness, all these are parameters which we can really work upon and try to improve upon them, and we will be able to prevent heart disease by working on these parameters. So I will be speaking about how you can prevent heart disease, what are the lifestyle measures you need to take to overcome the challenges of heart problems. So one such important aspect is the total cholesterol level in your body. That is, high cholesterol levels leads to blockages and closing of your arteries or the blood pipes. This I have explained to you in the last video. So this cholesterol levels is very important. There is something called as total cholesterol, and also there is, when we take a larger picture, in the total cholesterol we have different types of cholesterol like the good cholesterol and the bad cholesterol. So the good cholesterol is nothing but the HDL, which actually brings back all the bad cholesterol, excess bad cholesterol from around the body back to the liver for its elimination. That is why it is called a good cholesterol. Whereas LDL, which is a bad cholesterol, is sticky in nature and it tends to get deposited on your arteries. That is why it is called as bad cholesterol. Thereby it may cause blockage of arteries over a period of time. So this is the difference between good cholesterol and the bad cholesterol. Then there is another culprit in the total cholesterol levels, that is the triglyceride levels. Because triglyceride is a separate entity, it is the amount of the fat being circulated in your blood, and this triglyceride over a period of time, if they become excess in your blood, it will get converted to LDL or the bad cholesterol. That is why even the triglycerides are a dangerous entity. So now, why do we require cholesterol? If the bad cholesterol is bad, then why do we really require cholesterol? We require the total cholesterol to there are very important functions happening like the hormone synthesis, new cell synthesis, then the memory of the brain. We require cholesterol then to keep our neurological health, that is nervous system health, in good condition. We require cholesterol, and for vitamin D synthesis in our body we require cholesterol. So we cannot forego cholesterol, or we cannot go on a zero fat diet, because fat is also important to synthesize cholesterol in our body. When I tell synthesize cholesterol in our body, liver will produce around 80% of the cholesterol what is required by your body with the help of the carbohydrate fats what you take in, and the rest of the 20% cholesterol should be taken in through our diet. So now, how to improve upon the total cholesterol level, how to improve upon the good cholesterol level? When we take total cholesterol, it should be less than 200 mg per dl, and the high density lipoprotein, that is good cholesterol, should be on a higher level, and bad cholesterol should always be on a lower level. That is, bad cholesterol should be less than 160 mg per dl, and good cholesterol should always be greater than 40 mg per dl. So now, how do we work upon this? First thing what you need to work upon is your vitamin D levels. You need to have optimal vitamin D levels in order to control your cholesterol level, because whenever there is a drop in the vitamin D level, your liver will feel that there is no enough cholesterol in the body, and it will start synthesizing more cholesterol in the body. That is why it is very important to get vitamin D in an appropriate amount, and the best source is the sunlight. Get yourself exposed to sunlight. The food sources are very less, and also the amount of vitamin D present in the food is also very minimal. It is actually negligible. So get yourself exposed to sunlight in for a longer duration in order to optimize your vitamin D levels. Next factor is your fiber intake. The fibrous food like vegetables, fruits, whole grain cereals and pulses give you a lot of fiber. You need around 30 to 40 grams of fiber on a daily basis in order for your body to function properly. And this intake of fiber will help in eliminating excess fat from your body, thereby reducing the cholesterol levels. And the other thing is your carbohydrate intake. You should eat your carbohydrates very sensibly. That is, your intake of refined carbohydrate like maida, sugar should be on a very minimal level. Sugar intake around 10 grams in a day, that is the amount which is allowed. So this sugar intake, if your sugar intake increases, the insulin levels in your body will also increase. When the insulin level increases, the cholesterol levels will also increase. That is why sugar intake should be monitored, and refined cereals like maida, noodles, all these should be restricted in usage. And go more for cereals like ragi, wheat, millets, brown rice, unpolished rice. All these are whole grain cereals, and pulses like chana, rajma, horse gram, moong, matki, all these things. So next is the intake of fruits and vegetables. One is for the fiber and the other one is for the antioxidant activity of the fruits and vegetables. The color of your fruits and vegetables contains phytonutrients which acts like antioxidants inside our body, preventing inflammation in the body and also controlling the cholesterol levels. And also, apart from this, the fruits and vegetables are also rich in folic acid. Folic acid and vitamin B12 play a major role in preventing heart disease because they help in controlling the homocysteine levels in our body. Homocysteine is a byproduct of protein metabolism, and this should be eliminated from our body time to time. If the homocysteine doesn't get eliminated from our body on a daily basis, it results in high cholesterol level. So folic acid and vitamin B12 are the nutrients which will help in eliminating homocysteine from our body. So this is one of the important reasons why you need to get that 4 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. For that reason, you need to have one plate full of salads in your meals. That is, during your lunch and dinner, a plate full of salad is very important. And apart from this, the intake of good fat should be increased to increase the good cholesterol level. What do I mean by good fats? Good fats are the omega-3 and omega-6, and they are found in your nuts and seeds and the oils what you use. So the nuts like badam, walnut, cashew nut and the hazelnuts, all these contain omega-3 fatty acids which will increase the good cholesterol. Also the seeds like pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, sabza seeds, all of them contain omega-3 fatty acids. So in a whole day you should try and have one fistful of these nuts and seeds in combination, so that your good fat intake is high. Even the folic acid intake will increase and the vitamin B12 intake will also increase. And the next but the important parameter is the kind of oil what you use. The amount of oil what is allowed in a person's diet is 30 ml, that is 2 tablespoons. So if you are exceeding the limit of 2 tablespoons, for sure your cholesterol level is going to go on a higher side. And mind you, 2 tablespoons for one whole day, that is 30 ml for one whole day, including the fats what you're consuming, that is including the ghee, butter and the oil intake. So, and the other important thing is the kind of oil. Refined oil should be avoided because they are treated chemically and also heated to a very high temperature in order to refine the oil. The chemicals used turn into toxins, and also because of the high temperature, the nutritive value of the oil will come down. So go for cold pressed oils. And how to use the oils, the different types of oils, how to choose them, all this I'll be explaining in my future videos. And the last thing is about the salt intake. The amount of salt allowed on a daily basis for an individual is just 5 to 6 grams. That is 1 teaspoon of salt the whole day. So this should be the consumption of salt, because high salt intake will also lead to hypertension, that is high blood pressure, and in turn heart problems. So salt, as in we are not only speaking about the table salt. Salt is also present in the processed foods, the packed foods, and your ready to eat foods. All these contain salt as preservatives in them. So when your intake of these kind of foods is on a higher side, then also your intake of salt is on a higher side. So please keep a check on them as well. Now I am done with the diet aspect, and the main important functional foods I would like to highlight here is, one is methi seeds. Methi seeds contain a kind of fiber which helps in reducing the cholesterol, reducing the sugar levels, and reducing the blood pressure of a person. So use methi seeds regularly in your daily diet. For a person with these kind of problems, they should be using at least 2 tablespoons of methi seeds on a daily basis. And next, we move on to the other parameters like exercise. Exercise you should be doing daily 30 minutes at least 5 days a week, because exercising will improve your HDL levels, that is the good cholesterol, and it will also improve the circulation of blood in your body, and it will also lead to psychological well-being, thereby decreasing the stress levels. Exercise also produces feel-good hormones in our body, which will help in bringing down our stress levels. Next important aspect is our sleep. During sleep, the blood pressure of a person comes down, thereby giving some relaxation to the heart. So when you don't sleep properly, when you don't get good quantity and quality of sleep, the blood pressure is always on a higher side, and this puts an extra pressure on your heart as well. So sleep well so that your muscles the cardiac muscle can recover and relax for some time. And next thing is your stress levels. As I have already told you, the stress levels will increase the hormone cortisol, thereby increasing the cholesterol levels in a person. So you need to keep a manage on your stress level. That is, I won't tell you that don't take stress at all, because it's become an inevitable part of our lifestyle today, but how you manage stress is very, very important. So try to do a lot of yoga, meditation, pranayam, deep breathing, and follow certain hobbies, and have a positive attitude in life, which will bring down the stress levels in you, thereby bringing down your higher blood pressure, also your cholesterol levels. So this is in a gist about what kind of diet you need to have to prevent heart disease. So please consume a high fiber diet and rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grain cereals and pulses. Avoid lot of salt, lot of sugar, and avoid increased oil intake. So I would like to end my video by telling you people to be active, have a nutritious food, stay calm, and take a proper rest. Thank you.